Welcome back to IE Media. Today's topic, divide and rule. It's the oldest trick in the book. Ever wonder why the people at the top never seem to panic when everyone else is falling out and arguing? Simple. If you're fighting each other, you're not questioning them. That's the trick of divide and rule. It's been around for thousands of years. From Roman emperors to modern governments, it's the same playbook with a new cover. Once you see it, you'll notice it everywhere. In history books, in politics, even scrolling your newsfeed. The Romans were experts. They didn't just win battles with their legions, they won loyalty by pitting rivals against each other. When they conquered Gaul, Julius Caesar famously played tribes off one another, promising one tribe land or citizenship while taxing the neighbours into submission. The result, instead of Gaul uniting against Rome, they competed for Rome's favour. A clever trick. Keep your enemies too busy fighting each other to ever fight you. Pretty much like we see today. Rival groups mobilising against each other while the bigger system stays untouched. The British Empire took divide and rule global. In India, they leaned into Hindu-Muslim differences, sometimes favouring one side, then switching to the other. By the time independence rolled around, those divisions had hardened into real conflict, leading to partition and violence that scarred the region for decades. In Africa, colonial borders were drawn with rulers and pens, not local voices. Rivals were locked inside the same state, while allies were separated by lines on a map. Chaos wasn't a bug in the system, it was the system. And back home in Britain, the same tactic applied. Industrial workers were split into trades, regions and classes. Skilled workers got slightly better pay and housing, while unskilled labour was left behind. Divide the working classes and they won't unite against the bosses. Echoing much of what we see today. White collar versus blue collar, north versus south, public versus private sector, and so on. Divide and rule didn't stop at empires. In modern history, rulers have gone one step further, actively fueling both sides. Imperial Russia, the Okhrana secret police, used men like Yanov Azev, a socialist leader who was secretly on the Tsar's payroll. He encouraged radicals to plan assassinations, then betrayed them to the police. The movement was then torn apart from within. Soviet Union in the 1920s, the OGPU ran the Trust operation. They created a fake anti-Bolshevik group to lure in real dissidents and then crushed them. United States in the 1960s, the FBI's COINTELPRO infiltrated civil rights groups, anti-war movements, and even the KKK. Their aim? Spread mistrust, push radicals into dangerous stunts, split organisations so they fight each other instead of the system. Italy. Francesco Cossiga, a former president, once said openly that governments should send provocateurs into protests, stir chaos, then crack down brutally. He wasn't guessing, he was recalling tactics actually used during Italy's years of lead. Canada, 2007. At the Montebello summit, police were caught disguised as masked protesters holding rocks. Their goal? Spark violence so riot squads could then move in. When exposed, they even had to admit it. Just look at today. How quickly do protests get discredited when they turn to violence, even if that violence was sparked on purpose? Problem, reaction, solution? Today, the battlefield isn't just the streets, it's the timeline. Social media algorithms thrive on outrage. News outlets lean into culture wars because division sells. Politicians frame every issue as us versus them, left versus right, north versus south. Get the picture? And the working classes still caught in the middle. Public versus private sector, strikes versus non-strikers. One group told, the other is the enemy. Sound familiar? It's the same old tactic, upgraded for the digital age. Divide and rule only works when we don't notice it. The second you see the trick, the illusion breaks. History shows the same pattern over and over. The only thing the powerful fear is the ordinary people uniting. But here's the catch. The more passionately we pick sides, the easier it is to be played. Strikes, protests, politics pulling people into camps. None of that passion is bad. It shows people care. But before we dig our heels into it, it's worth asking, who benefits if we stay divided? If this got you thinking, give it a like, Hit subscribe and let me know in the comments, where do you see the divide happening today? And more importantly, are we falling for it again?